Hello, good morning, students. Today we discussed about the most important questions coming from MSET NEET examinations. So here I will provide some most important questions, the total syllabus of chemistry. So selected questions, the most important questions. So all of you, please subscribe these videos and you watch more videos, more number of videos. So in this pattern, the first question, nitrobenzene react with NH4Cl in the presence of zinc metal to give P. P will be A. Aniline, B. Phenyl hydroxyl amine, C. Nitrosobenzene, D. C6H6. So generally nitrobenzene react with ammonium chloride. So that is the salt, ammonium chloride in the presence of zinc. The compound phenyl hydroxyl amine. So the answer is B. Answer is B. Listen, nitrobenzene undergoes reduction, neutral medium, zinc, NH4Cl, that is the neutral medium, to give phenyl hydroxyl amine. This is the explanation. Okay. Next we go to second question. An organic compound X is oxidized by using acidified K2Cr2O7 solution. The product obtained does not answer silver mirror test. The compound X is A. Ethanol, B. Propane, C. 2-propanol, D. Ethanol. So in this, an organic compound X oxidized by using acidified K2Cr2O7 solution. The product does not give silver mirror test. Silver mirror test. So generally, alcohols react with acidified K2Cr2O7 to give aldehydes or ketones. But here aldehydes are give silver mirror test, but ketones does not give silver mirror test. So here ethyl alcohol, ethanol and 2-propanol. 2-propanol is the secondary alcohols and ethyl alcohol is a primary alcohol. So primary alcohols are undergoes oxidation in the presence of K2Cr2O7 to give aldehydes. But secondary alcohols undergoes oxidation in the presence of K2Cr2O7 to give ketones. So here 2-propanol undergoes oxidation in the presence of acidified K2Cr2O7 to give ketone, that is the acetone or 2-propanol. So it does not give silver mirror test. So the answer is C, 2-propanol. This is the correct 2-propanol. So the answer is 2-propanol. Listen, 2-propanol in the presence of acidified K2Cr2O7 undergoes oxidation to give propanone, but this does not give Tollens test, that is silver mirror test. This is the clear explanation. Next question. Which of the following give positive failing solution test? A. Sucrose. B. Glucose. C. Fats. D. Protein. So here, failing test. Which of the following compound give positive test with the failing solution? Generally, failing tests are given by aldehydes, ketones. Aldehydes, ketones. So here sucrose, glucose, fat, proteins. Glucose is one of the aldehyde. So aldehydes are give tolerance test and failing test, but ketones does not give failing tolerance test. So positive failing solution means, so here glucose is a free aldehyde. Therefore, it gives positive failing test. So the answer is glucose. Glucose. You see, glucose reduce failing solution because glucose has free CHO group, aldehyde group. So readily oxidize. So this is the explanation about that question. Which of the following is a chiral compound? A. Hexane. B. N-butane. C. Methane. D. 2, 3, 4 trimethyl hexane. So chiral compound means a carbon atom having 4 different groups or 4 different atoms. Such carbon is called chiral carbon. So in the N-hexane, it is not a chiral compound. N-butane also, it is not a chiral compound. And methane also, carbon surrounding 4 hydrogens, that is the same hydrogen, but 4 atoms are differ, that is the chiral carbon. So methane is not a chiral compound. And D, 2, 3, 4 trimethyl hexane. This is the correct answer. So the answer is D. Answer is D. See, this is the 2, 3, 4 trimethyl hexane. So star mark containing carbons are called chiral carbons. So in this compound, 2 chiral centers are present. Therefore, it is a chiral compound. Next one. The hybridization of carbon in diamond, graphite and ethine is in the order sp3, sp2, sp. That is the A option. Option B, sp2, sp3, sp. Option C, sp3, sp, sp2. Option D, sp, sp2, sp3. So diamond, so 4 valency electrons are participate in the bond formation. Therefore, in the diamond, each carbon having 4 bonds, that is sp3. So which one is correct? sp3, maybe A and C. And graphite, in the graphite, the carbon atom, only 3 valency electrons are participate in the bond formation. 1 valency electron does not participate in the bond formation. So only 3 valency bonds means that is the sp2. So diamond sp3, graphite sp2. So which one? So in the A, sp3, sp2, but in the C, sp3, sp. So ultimately ethine. Ethine is nothing but alkynes. Alkynes mean triple bond. Triple bond containing carbon undergoes sp hybridization. So the answer is A. Next one. In the following sequence of reactions, the alkene offered the compound B. The compound B is 2-butene undergoes ozonolysis. A gives rise to B. It undergoes hydrolysis in the presence of zinc. So what is the product B? A CH3CHO, B CH3CH2CHO, C CH3COCH3, D CH3CH2COCH3. So A is acetaldehyde, B propanaldehyde, C acetone, D 2-butanol. So generally ozonolysis means, in this ozonolysis the product is very simple, that is nothing but you break here, you add one oxygen here, one oxygen here. So the product is CH3CHO, CH3CHO, 2 moles of acetaldehyde, CH3CHO. So which one is correct? A. So the answer is A. You see, 2-butene undergoes ozonolysis, monoozonide undergoes hydrolysis in the presence of zinc, cleavage will be takes place. So 2 moles of acetaldehyde. This is the explanation. Which halogen forms only one oxo acid, HOX? Which halogen forms only one oxo acid? A. Fluorine, B. Chlorine, C. Bromine, D. Iodine. So in these halogens, fluorine is the highly electronegative atom. The valency is -1, means only one valency. So it gives only one oxo acid. So the answer is fluorine. It is a direct question. Answer is fluorine. Listen. Due to high electronegativity and small size, fluorine forms only one oxo acid, that is HOF. Hypofluorous acid. Hypofluorous acid. Next one. Magnetic moment of Cr plus 2 is nearest to. Magnetic moment of Cr plus 2 is nearest to A. Fe plus 2, B. Mn plus 2, C. Cobalt plus 2, D. Ni plus 2. So in this Cr plus 2, how many unpaired electrons are available? First of all, check up. So Cr plus 2, chromium, that is nothing but argon 4s1 3d5. Plus 2 means one electron here, another one electron here, means 3d4. 3d4. This is the chromium plus 2. So 4 unpaired electrons are available in the chromium plus 2. So same number of unpaired electrons are possible in which of the following ion? Fe plus 2. Fe means 4s2 3d6. So plus 2 means d6. d6 is nothing but similar to d4. Means here 4 unpaired electrons, here also in the d6 configuration 4 unpaired electrons are possible. So it is very close. Similarly, Mn plus 2 manganese means 4s2 3d5. Plus 2 means 4s0 3d5. 5 unpaired electron. It is not similar. Cobalt plus 2. Cobalt plus 2 means 3d7. So 3d7 means 4s2 3d7. So 3 unpaired electron. It is not similar. Ni plus 2. 4s2 3d8 nickel. Plus 2 means 3d8. 3d8 means only 2 unpaired electrons. So same unpaired electrons Cr plus 2 means 4 unpaired electrons. That is answer is A. See, Cr plus 2, 3d4, number of unpaired electrons are 4, magnetic moment 4.89. Similarly, in the Fe plus 2, 3d6, number of unpaired electrons are 4, so same magnetic moment 4.89 bm. This is the explanation. Next one, 75% of a first order reaction complete in 4 hours. 87.5% of the same reaction completes in A 6 hours, B 12 hours, C 8 hours, D 2 hours. So 75% of a first order reaction complete in 4 hours. So in the 75%, how many T-offs? 2 T-offs. చూడండి 100, 50, 25. It is 1 T-half. It is 1 T-half. So this is the 75%. So 75% completed, requiring T-halves are 2. So 2 T-halves requiring time 4 hours. So T-half is equal to 2 hours. So T-half is 2 hours. Now 87.5% of same reaction completes in 87.5% means another 1 T-half, that is 12.5. Now 87.5. 87.5. So 1 T-half is equal to 2 hours. Then in the 87.5% requiring T-halves are 3. చూడండి 87.5% requiring T-halves, 3 T-halves. 1 T-half is nothing but 2 hours, therefore 6 hours. So the answer is 6 hours A. So here 75% of first order reaction completed in 4 hours. So in the 75%, how many T-halves? 2 T-halves. So 2 T-halves is equal to 4 hours. 1 T-half is equal to 4 by 2, 2 hours. So half-life is 2 hours. Similarly, 87.5% reaction completed, requiring T-halves are 3. So T-half is equal to 2. So 3 into 2, that is the 6 hours. Next, 10th one, assertion. O2 is paramagnetic. Reason, it has one unpaired electron. It has one unpaired electron. A, both assertion reasons are true and reason is the correct explanation of assertion. B, both assertion reasons are true but reason is not correct explanation of assertion. C, assertion is true but reason is false. D, assertion and reasons are false. So O2 is a paramagnetic. Yes, correct. Assertion is right. Reason, it has one unpaired electron. No. In the O2, according to MOT, molecular orbital theory, and MOT diagram, oxygen atoms are having 2 unpaired electrons. So reason is wrong. Assertion right, reason is wrong. So the answer is C. Answer is C. C. So this is the MOT diagram of oxygen. So 2 unpaired electrons, pi star 2px, pi star 2py, having unpaired electrons. So here totally 2 unpaired electrons, but in the question only 1 unpaired electron. So reason is wrong. Next question, Cesium chloride has BCC arrangement and its unit cell edge length is 400 pm. Its interionic distance is A 400 pm, B 800 pm, C root 3 into 100 pm, D root 3 by 2 into 100 pm. So cesium chloride has BCC arrangement. So in the BCC arrangement, interionic distance, the formula is root 3 by 2 A. Root 3 by 2 A. A means edge length. So here edge length is 100, 400. So root 3 by 2 root 3 by 2 into 400. This is the answer. So the answer is D. Root 3 by 2 into 400 pm. See, it is the explanation. Cesium chloride has body-centered cubic structure. Interionic distance is equal to root 3 by 2a. Edge length A is equal to 400 pm. So interionic distance is equal to root 3 by 2 into 400. Next one, S2O8 minus 2 have S dash S bond, S dash O bridge, O dash O bridge, all S dash O bond length are same. You see, S2O8 minus 2, that is nothing but Marshall acid, H2S2O8. So in the H2S2O8, one of the peroxy bond is present. So the structure is, that is nothing but double bond O, double bond O, H, double bond O, double bond O, OH. So here peroxy bond, O dash O bond. So the answer is O dash O bridge. This is the correct answer. You see, this is the peroxy bond linkage. Next one, MnO3 in an acidic medium dissociates into A. MnO2 and MnO4 minus, B. MnO and MnO4 minus, C. MnO2 and MnO, D. MnO2 and MnO3. So MnO3 means in the MnO3 oxidation state plus 6. Manganese maximum oxidation state plus 7. So plus 7 is possible means MnO4 minus may be possible. So here plus 7. And this is called oxidation. So it is participate in the oxidation. While in the reduction reaction means oxidation number decreases, Mn stable oxidation state is plus 4. Plus 4 means it is converted into MnO2. So MnO3 in an acidic medium, it is dissociated into two types of compounds, MnO2 and MnO4 minus. MnO2 is a stable compound. So the answer is A. You see this explanation with equation. See, MnO3 plus 6 oxidation state dissociate in acidic medium H plus. MnO2, that is the plus 4, MnO4 minus plus 7. So in acidic solution, manganese 6 becomes unstable and undergoes disproportionation to form manganese 7 and manganese 4. So the answer is MnO2, MnO4 minus. Next one, if phthalic acid is treated with NH3 and then it is first heated weakly, then strongly, the final product formed is A, B, C, D. These are the structures. So which one is possible? So phthalic acid is nothing but ortho substituted compound. So in the ortho position, two COOH groups are present. That is the phthalic acid treated with ammonia to give amide, that is the phthalimide. Means answer is D. Answer is D. Answer is D. See the explanation. So this is the phthalic acid treated with ammonia. Yes. Weakly heated. This one. Strongly heated. Yes. Ammonia again regenerate. Strongly means 573 Kelvin. This is called phthalimide. This is called phthalimide. Next one. In Bohr's orbit, NH by 2 pi indicates A. Linear momentum, B. Kinetic energy, C. Potential energy, D. Angular momentum. So generally in the Bohr's theory, angular momentum MVR is equal to NH by 2 pi. So this is called angular momentum. So NH by 2 pi is indicate angular momentum. So the answer is D, angular momentum. Next one, bond dissociation energy of methane CH4 is 360 kilojoules per mole and ethane C2H6 is 620 kilojoules per mole. Then bond dissociation energy of C-C bond is A 170 kilojoules per mole, B 50 kilojoules per mole, C 80 kilojoules per mole, D 220 kilojoules per mole. So first of all, you see methane. Methane is nothing but 4 bonds, 4 C-H bonds. So 4 C-H bonds is equal to 360. 1 C-H bond is equal to 360 by 4. That is nothing but 90 kilojoules. So 1 C-H bond energy is 90 kilojoules per mole. But in ethane, total 6 C-H bonds. Total 6 C-H bonds. Now we want C-C. So 1 C-H bond 90 kilojoules. 6 C-H bonds means 90 into 6. 540. But ethane molecule, how much energy? 620. So 620 minus 540. How much? 80. 560. So 9 6 54. Okay. So 80. So the answer is 80. 80 kilojoules. So the answer is 80 kilojoules. So in the ethane, total C-H bonds are 6. But 1 C-H bond energy is 90 kilojoules. So then 6 C dash H bonds, how much energy? 90 into 6. So 540 kilojoules per mole. But in the ethane produced 620 kilojoules per mole. So remaining bond is C dash C. How much energy? 620 minus 540, that is equal to 80 kilojoules. You see the explanation, dissociation energy of methane 360 kilojoules per mole. Bond energy of C dash H bond 360 by 4 90 kilojoules. Bond energy of ethane, one bond dissociation energy, bond energy C dash C plus 6 B dash E C dash H, that is equal to 620 kilojoules. So bond energy of C dash C plus 6 into 90 is equal to 620. Bond energy C dash C plus 540 is equal to 620. Bond energy C dash C is equal to 620 minus 540. Bond energy, dissociation energy C dash C is equal to 80 kilojoules per mole. Next one. The value of Henry constant Kh is A. Greater for gases with higher solubility, greater for gases with lower solubility, C. Constant for all gases, D. Not related to the solubility of gases. So generally Henry constant Kh greater for gases with lower solubility. So the answer is B. How? See the explanation. See, pressure is directly proportional to mole fraction. Remove the proportionality, put constant Kh. So higher the value of Kh at a given pressure, lower is the solubility of the gases in the liquid. So P is equal to Kh into X. So Kn is inversely proportional to mole fraction, number of moles. Next question. Van Arkel method of refining zirconium involves A. Removing all oxygen and nitrogen impurities, removing CO impurity, C. Removing hydrogen impurity, D. Removing silica impurity. So generally Van Arkel method of refining zirconium involves impurities like oxygen and nitrogen removal. So the answer is A. It is a direct question. Van Arkel method, it is especially used in the zirconium metallurgy. So the impurities oxygen, nitrogen completely removed by in this method. See this one, Van Arkel method of zirconium refining taken into account the removal of all oxygen and nitrogen containing impurities. Right? The reaction which involves dichlorocarbene as an electrophile is, this is the 19th question. The reaction which involves dichlorocarbene as an electrophile is A. Reimer-Tiemann reaction, B. Cold-base reaction, C. Fittig reaction, D. Gutterman-Koch reaction. So generally dichlorocarbene is an electrophile in the reaction of Reimer-Tiemann reaction. Reimer-Tiemann reaction. So in the Reimer-Tiemann reaction, the electrophile is dichlorocarbene. Dichlorocarbene. See the explanation. So chloroform in the presence of base. So remove the hydrogen. So after remove Cl minus dichlorocarbene, it is participate in the chemical reaction phenoxide ion. So phenol react with chloroform in the presence of base to give salicylaldehyde. It is called Reimer-Tiemann reaction. So here electrophile is dichlorocarbene. This is the explanation. 20th question. If T half versus 1 by A square is a straight line graph, then determine the order of reaction. So T half versus 1 by A square. So here T half is inversely proportional to n minus 1. So we want A square. A square means n must be 3. So T half 1 by 3 minus 1, then 1 by A square. So n is nothing but order of reaction. So now order is 3, then it is possible. So the answer is D, third order reaction. Answer is D, third order reaction. Now see the explanation. See, for a nth order reaction, T half is inversely proportional to A power n minus 1 when n is equal to order of reaction. So if n is equal to 3, T half is inversely proportional to A square. Okay. So these are the some most important questions. If you satisfied, please subscribe it, watch more videos and more important questions for MSET and NEET point of view, and subscribe it, watch it, like it, share it. Okay. So we will meet another video with another more questions. Okay. Okay. Bye.